Hi, everybody. Well, I don't know what I'm going to title this yet, but I imagine we're making, I'll do air quotes, ICAD, which is Index Card a Day, which is supposed to be run in June and July. Well, Diane's going to throw all those rules out the window. We're just going to call it Diane's working on index cards. Call it, what, Index 26 or something? I don't know. But I was, I finished a couple of those books. I mentioned I'm in a bit of a not sure what to do kind of funk thing. So when I came back here to work, because I do art stuff every day that's humanly possible for me. Well, sooner or later you're going to run into I didn't think of what to do today. I didn't have time to think of what to do today, etc., etc. So I have days like that. So that today was one of those. So I thought, well, I'll just do something small, just do something to do something, you know what I mean? So index cards crossed my mind. So that's what I'm doing. Whether I will continue to do this throughout the year, I don't know. Can she make 365 cards? I suppose I could. I am not going to do one a day, I can tell you that. Maybe I'll just make 60 and that's it. That's what I'm doing this year. I did it early. I don't know. We'll see. But this is just what I'm doing today. It's an old, cruel piece. This is my didn't use it yet box, and I just grabbed that to start. Well, that's... And we're having the dog toys again, aren't we? Well, this paper is from 1968. It was a few years ago. And it's crooked. That's the way we do things here in Toontown. And with that squeaking behind me, it probably does sound like Toontown, right? I don't have any kind of theme or anything with any of these. I did make a couple already. No. You could maybe do that. I think that's too bright. Too purple. What about this? Might be too purpley too. Yeah. Ugh. No. Just no. Probably no. No. I realize it's such an odd blue color. Well, all right, forget blue. No. So do you have any kind of foolproof system for when you don't know what to do? Or do you always know what to do? That matches pretty good. I don't think I like the bricks though, really. This is probably a no. No. Well, if this is going to be this much of a problem, I'll put it aside and move on. I kind of plan to do more than one with you anyway. No, that's okay. Why not? This is sort of faded. I think that's what we need to go with that. This is crooked too. What's crooked about it? And I suppose I run the risk of if I make a lot of these, I won't want to do it in June and July, right? Which, that's okay. So what? Well, that's kind of cool. We need a border, a flower, a washi. No, not quite. Not bad. No, to me, it's too similar to your main image, so it's competing and starting to get way too busy looking. That's my opinion. All right, what about that? Okay. Okay, I still think we need bird, butterfly. That stuff's over there. I don't know if I can find anything quickly that you won't get bored. What's this? Here. I don't think so. Maybe. No. Well, what about either the green and pink or the pink and yellow? Pink and yellow is a little bigger. And as you know, any longtime viewers, I think I do need a thing in my life like this that when I don't know what to do, I can just sort of pick it up. Or if I don't have a lot of time, that type of scenario. And I really don't have anything else like that going at the moment. All right, that's pretty neat. Do we need something on the top? I could even do some inking, some stenciling. No. Some washing. Like closed caption, I'll get that right. Then we say close caption. I think that's too small a scale. It's competing once again. Too bright. Okay, I won't worry about that. Let's put another one together. And if I really do make one for every day of this year, I'll have to buy a new card. More cards. Let's see, what's been in here a long time? Well, all of this stuff has been in here a long time. Too big, Diane. Whoops. Well, all right, since we ripped that. Sailor dress, isn't that cute? I had a red with white trim sailor dress when I was about 8, 7, that my mom made. There's a picture of it somewhere. I love that dress. It was so cute. When I was in high school, I had a sailor top. Okay, there. Well, that definitely needs some help. Let's put this back by the other ones there. That's our old work basket magazines. Well, that's not bad. I don't know that it does much for it. Actually, I think that's better. It's just a magazine border. Okay. Well, you know, we have a blue and white nautical looking thing going on. Maybe a flag would look okay. Elegant palazzo pant dress. Well, that's not this. Slimming princess lines, popular pantsuit, plus a dashing shell stitch cape to crochet. That must have been the stuff I put back. Wow, it's dashing. I made a couple crocheted shawls in my day. Isn't that exciting? Well, okay. I don't see anything in this stuff. No, what else could we put with this now? Let's trim this. Actually, maybe some blue stenciling behind there would be something, huh? I rarely stencil in any color but brown or black, but I do have a few other color inks. I just don't use them very often. Well, let's see, that one stencil, here, this one, that's caught on another one. Is there anything on here? Atlantic Avenue. No, I don't think we want a grid because of this. And those street names aren't too bad. Let's ink, I mean, you know, it's a dumb index card. If I don't like it, I'll just get a new one. Except my ink is up here in an old recipe box. Hang on. Okay. I got it without bumping the camera. Are you impressed? We have, that's too green. That's a little better. That's probably pretty good. Is this gonna work? Probably another reason Diane doesn't ink too much or stencil too much. She doesn't really know what she's doing. Is it working? No. Is it working now? Sort of. I know, you need one of those brushy, daubery things. I don't have one, what can I tell you? Well, we're making the stencil nice and blue. Okay. It's okay. I don't think it's sensational. Let's put some on this side. And what could be more interesting than watching this, huh? I hope you could name a few things. Okay. could go over that again. Probably not. It's got to be close. Yeah, that's actually pretty close. All right, folks. I'm going to pause and put these two together. I don't know if they're going to need more stuff, if they'll be done. If we have more time, we'll do another one. Okay, I got to wash a stencil. Okay, come back. Okay, we're glued. I don't think they're done. Boring. This one, I was kind of thinking of just sewing around with black. That might do it for that one. So I'll do that off camera. This one needs help. Boring. What about a strip of fabric sewn down? Why? I don't know. It just crossed my mind. I think it's too stripey. Yeah. That's what I think. Maybe. Too bright. Too much of a pattern. Is that going to be the same? Yeah, that's the same. It's too similar to those squares. I do have more fabric than this, but I really don't want to pull out all the fabric I own. If that's the only fabric available on the planet, I would allow it, but I don't really like it. Nah. Nope. Well, do we have to pull out all the fabric on the planet? That's okay. Let's take a strip of this and see what we think. No, these aren't fabric scissors, but they're doing okay. Okay, what about two strips? Because I actually sewn down, if you want to scrunch it, that would be interesting. But just sewn down, it's just sort of like one flat thing. What's it doing there? Diane didn't eat her Wheaties today. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. I've never had Wheaties in my life. Okay. Okay, that's getting somewhere. If we scrunch it. Okay. I think it's kind of looking like everything is down and just a narrow washi or something on top. Let's grab that. Boy, what a mess to make a few iCads. Well, they're not iCads. They're, what did I say? Index 26. What's that supposed to mean? It's 2026 and it's index cards, but yeah, that's kind of dumb. I could do ribbon too, I suppose. Okay, something up there is definitely good. Is that it? Is that what we want? I mean, it goes with our theme. All right. glue's not open. Okay, I'm gonna pause again and sew. And that might be it for these and this video. I don't know. You need to go recover after all this excitement. I can't see the edge. That's straight. I can't tell. I admit it. I was just playing some video games and now my eyes are all blurry. Anybody else do that? I still can't tell. Yeah, it's pretty straight. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let my eyes adjust. I'm gonna sew and I'll come right back. Hang on. Okay, almost, not quite. This is sort of, it's off center. It makes the design look off center, too heavy on the right, because there's nothing here. That text, you know, it's just not enough. So I just grabbed, this was right here. I just think something like that would probably be okay, but I don't like that color. So, no, not quite. You could do blue, if you could find the right blue that we weren't finding before. That's too pale. No, probably too short anyway. No, green's not going to do it. The more I'm looking at it, the more I think I want blue. You see what I'm saying? Even a narrow strip, now that's the only blue thing we have. So it's sort of looking out of place. Which is ironic because that's what we started with. Apparently I don't have a lot of blue scrapbook paper. I don't know. How bizarre is that? It's too bright. Well, maybe. It's a little off. I don't know if we can get away with it. Can we get away with it? I'm gonna look for fabric again, or ribbon, that would work too. What do you think? I think it's off. She's really trying to talk herself into that, we noticed. Nope, too green. No. I suppose I could paint, that way you could mix any color you want, but I got a whole box of paper here and I can't find blue that matches. No. Well, here's to another exciting video by Diane. I know. Well, you can see the trials and tribulations she goes through to make art. I like that better than the plain blue. All right, let's just do that, just to kind of be jazzy and different. And I'm not just settling, I do like it. I generally don't settle, I admit it. On videos, there's a few times where If I wasn't filming, I probably would have looked longer, but I was satisfied with what I chose, so if I didn't like it, you'd know about it, right? Okay. Actually, that's kind of cool. Okay, this one, I just thought a little boring, and we could use red down here. I did do a narrow line of red in a marker, but I punched some stars so you wouldn't have to listen to my punch. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Okay. And then I think with all this fussing, this is going to be its own video. Because I don't think anybody wants me to continue anyway, do they? Is anybody left watching? Okay. Stuck to her finger. Well, as long as we have that little one, let's put it on the right there. Or I could just wear it on my thumb for the rest of my life. Or the first time I take a shower, right? Come on. Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's trim this so you can get the full effect there. Okay. 2 index card collages, we'll call them. That's nice. So there's kind of a, maybe a little lesson. You don't have to go all the same color. The values are similar. I think that helps. And then our kind of patriotic, nautical look. It's kind of cool. You want to see the ones I already did, just quick. It's an old calendar, mini calendar there. This one has a fabric cluster on it I made. And this one. And someday I'll do a flip through, depending on if I do, well, I'll probably try to at least do 60 for the real iCAD thing. Beyond that, I don't know. But someday I'll do a flip through so you can see all these great creations and get all the great details. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope everyone has a nice day.